My name's Jon Morgan, I'm the director of the Edinburgh Fringe, and I've been doing this job for exactly 1 year. Well, I think it's going to be a bumper year this year. It's as big as it ever was, and that's really fantastic in the context of the current doom and gloom economically. And there's a really amazing range of comedy, theatre, dance, cabaret, music, you name it, there's something for everybody. Well, the Fringe is really well supported by people from Edinburgh. I worked out that on average there are 2 visits to the Fringe per head of population in Edinburgh. So that's a pretty impressive uptake, and it's very well regarded by most Edinburgh population as being really important for the city culturally and economically, quite apart from them being able to take part in it and enjoy it themselves.
And on the world stage, how do you think it's perceived?
The Fringe is really well known and is world famous. There are Fringe festivals now all over the world, all coming from the original idea here in Edinburgh starting back into 1947. Yeah, well, there are lots of shows this year covering the digital issue and networking sites on websites and so on and so forth. And they're really looking both at the kind of positive side and some of the darker sides of social networking websites. So, for instance, there's a show which is about a young woman who is filmed having sex, and then her video is broadcast all over the internet, and it's about the personal ramifications of her for that. Then there are comic takes on it, like My MySpace Baby, which is about somebody's love affair with a MySpace character and the offspring that come out of that, so I'm quite intrigued to find out what that's about as well. And on climate change, I guess the most interesting take on that combines both climate change and terrorism, and it's called Eco-Friendly Jihad, which is about somebody who decides to join Al-Qaeda as a way of combating US pollution.
There's a bit of a comedy, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the challenging thing for us is that we've got 2,000 shows, and of course we've not seen them all. Yeah. So it'll be exciting to find out how that one turns out. But it's got a catchy title, so I think it will do quite well. People are talking about Scottish opera coming here for the first time in its history, which in itself is quite fantastic. They're doing a children's show called Cinderella. We've also got Team from America who are coming here again for the second time, having had a massive success in the Fringe in '06 with Somewhere in the Heartland, and they're doing a collaboration with National Theatre of Scotland. Which is about the decline of the American dream. We have a fair amount of weirdness. We have a show called The Office, in which different members of the audience when they arrive into the space, get divided into different members of the office team. And so it turns more into a kind of interactive participatory show rather than a performance with an audience just watching. We've also got a show where the audience come into what's not a plane setting, but it's as if they were in a plane, and they get divided into club class and ordinary standard class according to how they're dressed.
And there's one in the caravan, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. That show's a bit more serious. It's called The Caravan, and it's about people who are still living in temporary accommodation following the massive floods there were in England back in 2007.